Well, guess who's sick again? Oh, jeez. I think primarily because my sleeping got interrupted for all kinds of appointments and whatnot. So, uh, had to do a short stint on Doomcock's show, and then I got a little rest and got something to eat. So then I sat in on Pat Dixon's live stream, and then after that I collapsed again. Don't worry, it was into bed. And now I'm up, and I realized I got nothing for the channel. So, gonna catch up on some events and news that didn't get around to. So anyway, Bane and Deathstroke, a DC villain movie in development. So, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Matthew Orton is developing the script, who wrote an episode of Marvel's Moon Knight and has a writing credit on Captain America Brave New World. Well, it wasn't too crazy with Moon Knight, and haven't seen Brave New World yet, so, well. Anyway, Deadline also adds that Gunn and Safran are producing and that the exact plot details are still uncertain. And sources also stress that the two characters would be in the movie, but it's unclear if they would be the central figures of the project. Well, wouldn't they if it's called Bane Deathstroke? Or if it's just some other movie? And what if it's a Batman movie and they're the villains? Or, well, see, I've always thought of Deathstroke as a Teen Titans villain for the most part. He makes a good Batman villain. He's a real challenge for Batman and all that. But he really came to prominence during the Teen Titans. Plus, he's the inspiration for Deadpool. Imagine that. Well, life's funny that way sometimes. And of course, Bane. Well, he's a total Batman villain. Well, I don't know. So it's kind of odd, this Deadline quote, because I would have figured this is another villain central film. So the DC villain movie announcement comes prior to Joker 2 next month. Well, no, it is upon us, and haven't seen it, of course. But word is, it's not very good. And, yeah. But I remember that time when the Joker came out and was a big success. Then there was all this speculation. Well, what other villains could we, turn into these character study movies and stuff like that. Well, now they got Penguin on HBO, and 2 episodes in, and it's great. It's really good. It's better than the Batman movie. Way better. And so there's that, So it's not like it's a total lost cause to try to exploit these villain characters for their own stories and that sort of thing. So Suicide Squad, yeah, well, it had 2 shots. Like, now, granted, they messed with the air version of it, and that would be interesting to see his cut. I would like to see that, and depending on how expensive it is to go ahead and whatever it needs to be finished, because it was more finished than Snyder's Justice League, so just to have something extra on Max would have been a cool thing, but well, that remains to be seen. As for James Gunn's Suicide Squad, which I liked, but it bombed, and of course, that was still COVID days and that sort of thing, but yeah. And Harley Quinn's movie just was a waste of time. So anyway, Deadpool and Wolverine, well, they're not villains, but, well, I suppose Deadpool you could consider kind of, sort of, but not anymore. So anyway, it says, what could it be? A Secret Six movie? So it could be something akin to that. So I guess they don't really know. This is still a bit of a mystery. So, I don't think that Bautista will do well. Maybe, he with friends with Gunn and all that. But well, yeah, he could do it. Play Bane. So there you go. As for Manganiello, unfortunately, I don't think he'll get to play Deathstroke in the future. So yeah, there was all that potential for a Affleck Batman movie with him as the villain. That would have been cool. But anyway, so all right. There's talks about that. Yeah. Meanwhile, poor Blade. Marvel's Blade finally on the right track? Well, so is Marvel's Blade finally happening? Well, according to a new report, Marvel and Kevin Feige may have finally figured things out for a vampire superhero movie. And hey, look, they made 3 already. How hard can it be? But, well, certain things get in the way, Anyway, 5 years have been in development. It's known the flick has gone through at least 2 directors and countless writers, reportedly the previous woke plot. And, boy, that's probably the major reason right there, It's like, are we going to do another one of these dumb, stupid things? And odds are, I'm stunned, actually, that it was delayed, Because look what they did to Thor and Doctor Strange, Anyway, the plot has also been thrown out, and the setting of the movie has been changed. The latest comes from The World of Real, who says Marvel recently met with new directors and may have decided on, James Samuel, I guess. The site also adds that the clickbait tweet from Daniel RPK about Jordan Peele is just that, and that Peele is not slated to direct Blade. Of course, could mean some talks took place and they went south, Regarding James Samuel, he's basically a noob, which Marvel seems to like, so they can push him around, Whether that is a good thing or not remains to be seen. Well, that's always the case. But Marvel hasn't had much recent success with noob directors. James Samuel directed The Book of Clarence, which didn't do too well, and has mediocre reviews. I myself am unfamiliar. The site also says that Marvel may have finally gotten the script right. Did you mean right as in it's correct? Or, I don't know. Anyway, from Eric Pearson, at least the 6th writer, 6 writers, to make an attempt. Pearson is known for Marvel's Agent Carter. Agent Carter was good. That was a good show. Didn't get the ratings, but it was good. Anyway, Thor Ragnarok, well, Black Widow, oh, jeez. And is a credited writer on Fantastic Four. Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 out of 4, maybe. He also, well, we don't know. Maybe Fantastic Four is good. He's only one of the writers there. He also wrote the Transformers 1 animated movie, which I hear bombed. And is credited on Godzilla vs. Kong. Yeah, well. Per previous reports, the site also says Blade has dropped the 1920s setting and will now be set in the present day. That's too bad, because you can certainly take advantage of period pieces with an immortal vampire. That was the one thing I thought might be kind of cool. But then again, on how woke lenses would depict the 20s, get it all wrong and all that. But anyway, probably too expensive to shoot a period piece at this point. So, it said the flick is not canceled and is still a high priority from Kevin Feige, and that a November 1st start date is still on the table. Mia Goth is also said to be starring as Lilith. A previous plot description said Lilith was going to be the villain, a vampire seeking the blood of Blade's daughter. However, the plot about Blade's daughter may have been thrown out or been drastically reduced. Rumors have said Blade's daughter would have replaced Blade in the MCU to fit with Feige's woke approach to the MCU in Phase 4 that has been a complete catastrophe. Reports say Disney and Feige are now moving away from that approach. Well, that would be the right direction, so maybe the daughter's still in it for the purposes of the plot that Lilith wants her blood for whatever reason. But as far as replacing Blade, yeah, that's not a good idea. They tried all that crap in the comics. I don't know about Blade. They probably did. I don't know. But it's enough of that. You know? Blade's Blade. The end. There was also talk of bringing back Wesley Snipes. Yeah, I mean, he looked great in Deadpool Wolverine. So I don't know. Cast him. He's like Old Man Blade or something, you know. Anyway, Masha Ali has joined Scarlett Johansson in the new Jurassic World movie. Oh, well. So we'll have to keep waiting to see what happens again. It's been 5 years. What's one more? Yeah, Ali, maybe it was another Cosmic Book News article, or it said he was 45 when he was hired for the role. Now he's 50. It's like, good Lord. It's supposed to be an immortal, vampire. And, geez. Which superhero team is the best? Oh, boy. Man. That's tough. You know, I mean, Fantastic Four, it really did a lot of great science fiction in its run. And, but it's more family, you know. X-Men is more soap opera with them, you know. They're all superhero teams, of course, so it still applies, but as far as the narratives go. So now that leaves Avengers and Justice League. Oh, man. The Avengers had to take on the Beyonder, you know. But then Justice League had to battle the Anti-Monitor, you know. Really, it was just down to the original Superman. With a little help from Darkseid. I don't know. I'm more DC these days than Marvel, so I guess Justice League. View the results. Does it? Oh, it doesn't show you. All right. Well, I tried, and you saw it. I did. Green Lantern, John Stewart, top choices, Aaron Pierre and Stefan James. So, the previous article I had, it was damn it, now I'm forgetting his name. Harrison? Kelvin Harrison, I believe. And I thought, yeah, probably, you know, he's the age and everything. So now these two other guys, and apparently it's looking more like it's down to them. So, Aaron P. Oh, jeez. He put his shirt on. There you go. That's better. So, yeah, he kind of looks the role there, you know. Aaron Pierre is known for Netflix's Rebel Ridge, which is topping the Netflix charts. He might be a little more expensive than if he's already becoming kind of a star, you know. He's also known for Genius. His voicing Mufasa in Disney's upcoming Lion King, starred in M. Night Shyamalan's Old and the Underground Railroad. So he's getting a lot of work. He's probably going to get the role unless it's a matter of the money. If he's too expensive, they'll move with someone else, you know, because Warner Brothers is in trouble. Pierre also has some DC cred as he starred in sci-fi's Superman prequel Krypton series as Dev M. Oh, all right. Next guy is Stefan. It looks like he's playing some kind of pop star there. I don't know. Stefan James, known for Race, Shots Fired, Free Ray, hashtag Free Ray Sean, Surface, Beacon 23, and The Piano Lesson. Deadline also adds that Damson Idris was in the mix at one point. Oh, all right. The 8-episode Lanterns is from Ozark's Chris Mundy. That's probably the best thing about it. Watchmen's Damon Lindelof, the worst. And then from Frying Pan to Fire, Tom King. Yeah, so. Ah, damn it. So I don't know. Probably this guy's the better choice. Just I don't know. He kind of looks the part more to me than that guy. Who is the greatest boss in video games? Don't care, don't play them anymore. Speaking of Green Lantern, of course, Josh Brolin was offered the Hal Jordan role, but he talked it down. However, Josh Brolin open to more DC, confirms Green Lantern talks. Josh Brolin confirms those talks of him playing Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, in the DCU Lantern series are legit. He also sounds like the actor more known for playing Marvel characters is still open to playing a DC role. Speaking with comicbook.com, Brolin also had good things to say about actor Kyle Chandler, who will now suit up for the role. You know what? Green Lantern didn't work out, but that's okay, Brolin told us. It's working out. Who is it going to be? Kyle Chandler? I love him as an actor. I think he's wonderful, actually. Brolin continued and seemingly doesn't rule out a DC role. And we'll see what's down the line, man, he said about DC. So after Thanos, maybe they'll give him Darkseid. Thanos was a knockoff of Darkseid originally, Anyway, okay, so it goes through all the stuff. He was Cable, and he's done a lot of superhero stuff, so... who's the most powerful DC superhero? Superman. He just is. We all know it. You know it. I know it. The American people know it. And, this thing, Alan Tudyk, has a mystery role in the Superman movie. So James Gunn's Superman may have wrapped, but we're hearing that Alan Tudyk is also part of the mass ensemble pick in an undisclosed role. Yeah, it's an ensemble pick, yeah. Tudyk already playing the voice of nuclear plant meltdown-born villain Dr. Phosphorus in Gunn's upcoming Max animated series, Creature Commandos, which technically kicks off the first part of the DC Bosses Phase 1 Gods and Monsters. Tudyk also voices Clayface in the Max animated series Harley Quinn. So, I saw the first episode. I didn't like it. It's kind of following, though. So, if you like that, well, have fun. Anyway, as for Gunn and Tudyk's previous collaborations prior to Superman, Gunn starred in an episode of Tudyk's Vimeo series Con Man, which ran from 2015 to 2017. Gunn announced for completion of production on Superman in July. The pick follows Man of Steel, blah, blah, blah. David Corns, blah, 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 blah. The movie also, blah, 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 blah. Well, anyway, DC did not return Deadline's request for comment, so if he only did a voice, it could be a CGI character. And it's doubtful that it was Dr. Phosphorus makes an appearance in the movie. Maybe, but a lot are leaning towards he might be Brainiac. And if he's playing Brainiac, he might actually... I mean, there could be some CGI involved there as well, but nevertheless, Brainiac would resemble him. And it's long overdue for Brainiac to appear in a Superman film. It should have happened a long time ago, but maybe it finally will. Not that he'll be the main villain of this first movie, but certainly get teased. Or he might be the mastermind behind it all, and Luthor thinks he's the mastermind and finds out otherwise. It's something like that. But for him to play multiple voices is perfectly fine. He just does another voice. So it was said the deal would be people who would play the voices of animated characters, because it's all connected in the same universe, would also play the role in live action. So if Dr. Phosphorus were to show up, and I don't know, he's more of a Batman villain, isn't he? So he'd maybe in the Batman movies or something of that nature, then Alan Tudyk would do the voice. But a CGI body double guy could do the live action performance, I mean, he's a glowing skeleton, so it'd be fine for him to do both Brainiac and Dr. Phosphorus. So, see how that works? Yeah. Finally back at Marvel again. Spider-Man 4, according to My Time to Shine, hello. Spider-Man 4 begins filming in the UK at the end of May 2025. And they're casting a new female lead as well as a new male lead to serve as a foil for Peter. So they're both chasing this girl, you know. But apparently, one wonders, will Zendaya reprise her MJ role? And considering how things ended the last time around, maybe not. Now, the article goes on to speculate that maybe she doesn't want to because she's kind of not enjoying being famous type thing and all that. I don't know. I mean, that's speculation, of course. I kind of wondered if they would do it where she and Ned actually become a couple, but Peter just can't let go. And then eventually she reawakens her feelings for Peter, and Ned's left in the lurch, and he becomes Hobgoblin. But I don't know. It's a lot of stuff to cram in. So one of the theories is that the new female character would be Felicia Hardy, better known as the Black Cat. So it's possible. So maybe that's what happens. The main thing is I hope they give him a proper Spider-Man movie that's actually more street level. And for him having to deal with the Black Cat, who's essentially a cat burglar and all of that, that would be a better story. The idea of linking it to their big Avengers bash and Secret Wars and all that, they could still do that. It's just, one of the other Avengers shows up in the post-credit scenes, or Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up and say, oh man, the universe is in trouble, and off they go. Something like that, and you're fine. But that last movie was the one movie where geez, I'm going through the name. Tom Holland got to actually play the character, in my humble opinion, and is easily the best of the MCU Spider-Man films. So there we are. We're all caught up. Gee, hopefully that all works out. But again, time will tell the tale.